So this is another option that you can do. This is called a fillet. And what that can do is that can go inside and give you a completely different look. It's much more refined. This is like a piece of furniture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is a piece of furniture.
Yeah.
It's just a piece of furniture for your wall. So, we can go really elegant or we can go really simple. We have some that there's a
like a linen-y or a...
linen.
Mm-hmm.
We have a silk, or we have suedes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at the texture. I don't know if everybody can see that on the video. How beautiful is that?
If you're into golf, we can do pieces for golf with
little turf
on there. We have
basketball
texture.
Yeah.
There's a golf ball texture.
Oh, my word.
There's all sorts of fun things.
Good morning, Facebook and social media. It's Jessica Cardon, your nosy neighbor. And thanks for joining me today. Today, we're at Casey Framing Corner. We're going to talk all about framing your art, framing your beautiful pieces, your pictures, and doing it custom instead of just going into the store and picking something off the shelf. What's available to you and how easy it is to have the most beautiful framing in your home and just change the way your artwork looks. Casey Framing Corner is a local business, has been here for a couple generations. So I'm excited to talk about how this all started. You've probably seen it a million times. Casey Framing Corner right here. And if you love local businesses like I do, make sure you're liking and following. And if you really want to support these businesses, make sure you're sharing and commenting. That really gets them the exposure we want. And if you love local, like I do, I'm a real estate agent. And how we do this for free is I sell real estate. So if I can help you buy a home or sell a home or buy your first investment property, or you just have general questions about real estate, give me a call. Love to answer your questions. It's kind of a crazy time in real estate. People don't know, is it a good time? Is it a bad time? It might be either one for you. So call me. I'd love to talk about it. And again, you supporting me in real estate means you can support all these local businesses so we can do this for free. All right, let's get in here and let's take a look at Casey Framing Corner. So I'm Jessica, nosy neighbor, can ask some questions.
Sure.
Awesome. Tell me who you are.
My name is Jason, and I'm the manager here at Casey Framing Corner.
And who is this?
I'm Pam Peterson, and I'm the owner of Casey Framing Corner.
Okay, number one, if nobody has ever had custom framing, do they need to make an appointment and come in? Can they go on your website? How do they find out more?
No appointments necessary. Just come on in, bring in your piece or pieces, whatever, and then we'll put your pieces out, and we'll just start going through them and start asking questions about what you had in mind for the piece, and we'll just go from there.
Awesome. What if we don't have any experience? Can we just say, make this look beautiful and turn it over to you?
Yes. And a lot of people do that, but it's kind of funny. Once we start showing options, people develop opinions pretty quickly.
Yes.
So we are more than happy to start out the process and get it going. But it helps if people have some idea of what they want. And like I said, they'll usually start developing an opinion.
You get their creative juices flowing.
Exactly. But we do our best to start out with. It's not, we just don't throw some random thing on there just to.
It's not all white mats and silver frames, huh?
Right.
I love that. Okay, so before I have a million questions that have already come to my brain, what are the hours and where do they go to find out more?
Our hours are 10 to 5, Monday through Friday, and 10 to 3, Saturday. Right now, the best place to find that information is Google or Facebook.
Perfect. So let's say we've never had a custom frame before. How much is this going to cost? Because that's always the worry, right? It's just more expensive than I can pay.
The worry. It varies, and I know that's not the best answer, but it can go from maybe $100 or so on an average size piece, well up into the thousands.
Gotcha.
It's all dependent on the materials you choose, the frame, the matting, etc. We do have a small line of frames here that we do have priced out at these prices here. That will include one of these frames, a mat, and our conservation clear glass, which is a UV protective glass. Everything we do here is conservation quality.
So what does that mean, conservation quality?
So what that means is that the art, once it's framed, will not degrade any longer by anything that we do. We don't restore. If a piece is already damaged or whatever, we can't do restoration, but we can prevent it from degrading any further.
So maybe a lot of people don't realize that. They're going to frame something and hope that it lasts for a long time. Like I see up here, some beautiful pieces. They frame this and then they don't realize it's fading over time, or something's happening, being damaged by air or sun or those kind of things. And that's what your glass does. Am I right
Our
in that?
glass does. Our mats are acid free. Our backings are also acid free, and they absorb pollutants that the pieces can put off, as well as just in the air. Everything's sealed with the paper backing, so yeah.
Yeah, it helps it last forever, which a lot of those off the market frames are not going to have any of that.
Precisely.
Most of them are going to have a plastic front, and there you go.
Plastic front or just basic standard glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything we do tries to preserve the art.
I love that. Well, think about that. If you want this to last for a long time, and especially if you've spent some money on something, like you've bought a piece. And I have questions about that. All right, okay. Pam, you're the owner. You started this whole thing. How did this all start?
Actually, it was my mom and dad and a partner. My dad and his partner, which is the KC, Knopf and Clements, and they were firefighters. And so they would do it on their days off and do that. And it started in 2 garages, and it's grown into this beautiful, beautiful place. And
how long have you been around? So when did that start?
48 years.
48 years. Amazing.
Yeah, 48 years.
Can we give a little tour? You want to tour us around a little bit?
Yep. I'll turn you over to Jason.
Jason, before we start, tell me a little bit. I've noticed, of course, when you walk in, this is a great framing store. So you have some beautiful pieces on the, and I noticed they have prices. So I didn't realize you sell art as well.
So yes, these are pieces that we've framed and priced. They are for sale, obviously. It's more to just give people something if they just want to find a piece of art for a gift or for themselves.
Beautiful.
And also to show off what we can do. These are called quilling cards, and they're all handmade. As you can see, they're strips of paper that are then rolled and formed into different shapes and then placed on the backgrounds.
It's beautiful.
We don't do these. They're done actually out of Vietnam by some little old ladies.
They are beautiful.
We also frame them.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to give those as a gift. We also have some artist series. That's the Great Wave that most people know.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then we have Van Gogh and a Seurat over here that we framed up. Those are a little bit more price.
Beautiful.
But, they are neat.
Wow, these are just little rolled paper.
They are.
It's gorgeous.
Little strips of paper
that's
that get
beautiful. These are the things I think of when you can't think of gifts.
Right.
Like, what do you get someone that has everything? Or you always think, but what a beautiful idea. A beautiful art piece like this would be lovely and so unique.
Have a lot of people come in just for those cards because I believe we're one of the only places around that sells them. So
beautiful. People should stop in just to see those.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's say I've got a piece. I'm wandering in the door. How does it start?
So what we'll do, of course, is greet you and have you come on over here. We'll have you put your piece down. And we'll start by asking, what did you have in mind?
So is it better to think about what you have in your house to match the framing to the house, or are you matching the framing to the picture?
I always recommend matching it to the picture because the house can always change. It could go in a different room. The paint color might change. You might move. Framing is not the cheapest thing to be done. So if it's, you want to have it so that you match more the piece than the
kind of timeless. It makes it no matter what, it looks great.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Now, of course, we can do our best to help match a room, if people have a theme or whatnot, and that's totally understandable. But like I said, I prefer to guide people to frame for the piece as opposed to the room.
So as they look at this, they've got mat and frame. So what pieces are you kind of thinking about? Because I think about one mat, one frame, but there's more to it than that, right?
Exactly. It seems right now the trend is for one mat, but you can put as many mats on there as you want. I wouldn't recommend maybe more than 3, but I have seen more.
Why would you put more or less? What does that do?
The mats they can highlight colors and they can frame the piece outside of the frame itself, and they can kind of help draw the eye into the piece. So we would pick colors that are, of course, complementary to the piece itself, but you want matting, that doesn't fight anything that's going on in there, because you do ultimately want to see the piece, not what's around it.
That makes sense. So you might choose more mattes if you wanted to have more different colors, or is
Sure.
it that you wanted depth? I think about it's going up deeper.
Right. You can create more depth. Sometimes if you had a more fun piece, it might be the right word, maybe a children's piece or something, you can put in multiple colors,
Oh, yes.
something like that. If this was something like this where you might hang in a living room or a hallway, you probably wouldn't want to get too zany with it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And then, we would, of course, pick a complementary frame.
So is that usually how much space that you have? Because like I'm not great. I'm not artsy fartsy. So for me to visualize is hard.
Sure. What our rule of thumb is we don't want the frame width and the mat width to be the same.
Oh.
Because you get a stripy effect, especially from a distance.
That makes sense.
So we try to pull it out and have the mat width be a little bit wider than the frame. You can also go in like that, but then you start to lose your mat, and it's almost like, why put the mat on there at all?
Makes sense.
And that is an option. You don't have
That would
to
be my
have
next
matting.
question. What about not matting? What's the benefit to that? Is there?
So we could do something like that and keep the white that's already on the image, or we could go right into the image.
Is there any reason why you would choose that?
Often it is for space and budget.
Oh, makes sense.
So the mats, of course, themselves have a cost to them, and our prices are calculated by size. So the bigger you get, the more expensive the piece is going
That
to be.
makes sense. That makes sense.
But we always strive to start with the best design, and then we can work from there up or down depending on the customers.
So if you're coming in with a specific budget, you may take or add,
Exactly.
depending on whether it's meeting your budget. If you want to go more expensive. Now, are mats all the same price? Is it all the same material?
They are not.
Aha.
Most of the mats we have are what we call a rag mat, or not rag mat, but they're lignin-free, acid-free. We call them paper mats, but they're not technically paper because paper is acidic.
Mm-hmm.
And you might notice if you're in an antique shop, you see something that's old and matted, and the matting has that yellow line around it. That's because the mat has oxidized over time because it's paper, just like old newsprint.
Makes sense.
These will not do that because they're made of a cotton material. However, the surfaces are what's different. We have some, I can show you over here. We have some that there's a...
Oh, like a linen-y or a...
linen.
Mm-hmm.
We have a silk.
Oh.
That's probably not the best one to pull. It's all beat up. Or we have suedes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Look at the texture. I don't know if everybody can see that on the video. How beautiful is that change of texture?
So
Gorgeous.
to answer your question, those are more.
Yes, of
But
course.
the standard ones are about the same price.
Yeah.
So if you wanted that linen, silk, suede look, then you will pay a premium for that.
And would that usually be the top mat? Because you're
Yes,
going to see the
exactly.
texture of it. You probably wouldn't use it on the lower mats.
Right.
Because you're not really going to see much.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes somebody really likes a specific color and we don't have that color in anything but a suede or a silk.
Gotcha.
And they'll opt to go with that just because
That's the
they really
color
like
they like.
that color.
Yeah.
But
Well, that suede
do
blue was
recommend-
vibrant. Yeah.
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 They're nice.
Very nice.
We also have mats that have colored cores, as you can see.
Almost like having another mat. You get
Right.
two different color.
Mhm.
I gotcha.
And we have black cores. We also have, if you're into golf, we can do pieces
look
for
at that.
golf. With
Little
a
turf.
Turf on there. We have
Basketball.
texture.
Yeah.
There's a golf ball texture.
Oh, my word.
There's all sorts of fun things.
I would have never
wood.
thought, this is how you know that I'm not artsy fartsy, is that I'm like, oh, that would be really fun if you had like your kids' senior basketball picture that they may
Right.
want to have and have the mat be, that would be so neat.
Exactly. So and the options are pretty much limitless.
Yeah.
It's just based on your ideas, your creativity, and how much money you want to
Yeah.
spend.
Yeah. Well, and also, that gets to where you think about, okay, like for me, that's a little overwhelming.
Right.
And so that's why maybe I drift away. And then I think, I get overwhelmed with too many decisions, which would be helpful to have someone say, okay, let me put some ideas together and let's get you looking good.
Sure. And I mean, between myself and Pam and our other employees, we have well over 100 years of framing experience. So I've been doing this myself off and on since 1990.
Yeah.
I was just a kid. So
Back when you started when you were 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we all banter off of each other. If
Mhm.
somebody says, hey, let me go get so-and-so's opinion, and we can all, banter off of each other.
You get a whole team.
And yeah, I mean, you generally just get one of us to start with, but you might get the whole staff in here.
Well, and I think about
so-
going here, like a custom frame shop versus just going to a big box store that frames versus a framing shop. And
Right.
so that difference of experience, especially when you're going to pay some money,
Exactly.
is it might, you might really find you want the experience and the expertise of someone who does this
Exactly.
specifically.
And not to bag on the big box stores, but their drive is to make the sale.
Yeah.
I mean, we of course we want the sale too, but we
Yeah.
also want to make sure that people leave with a good piece and something that they'll be proud of or be proud to give as a gift.
I love that. So tell me about, we had back over here,
Okay.
you had a skinny frame as well.
Yeah.
Is that just an example of a different
So
frame versus a
this-
fat
I
frame?
wanted to show you this. So this is another option that you can do. This is called a fillet.
Mm.
And what that can do is that can go inside
Oh,
like
lovely.
that.
That gives a whole new look to
and
it.
give you a completely different look. It's much more refined, almost
Beautiful.
like a piece of furniture.
Yes.
And that's one thing that we kind of want to strive to tell you too, is that this is like a piece of furniture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is a piece of furniture.
Yeah.
It's just a piece of furniture for your wall. So, we can go really elegant or we can go really simple. And we have many choices on those as well. So,
Fillets.
yes.
Well, I see now looking at textures and again, colors and bringing that in. How fun is that? So I'm looking at the millions. I mean, it's amazing the amount of colors and textures and amazing things. How long is this going to take?
Our normal turnaround is about 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's less. It depends on how backed up we are, what our how many other orders we have in, time of year. Christmas, of course, is pretty packed. Do we already have it in stock? Generally, we do have to order. We order most things per project, especially the moldings.
Yeah.
We might have the mats already on hand, but plan on about 2 to 3 weeks.
That gives you an
Maybe
idea.
4.
So if you're going to do something special for someone, want to plan about a month ahead.
Yeah, that would be the best idea. We do have a few things in stock and we can do quick turnarounds, but it really limits your options.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Now you got to pick from what's in stock rather than having it
exactly.
get to be truly custom.
Exactly.
But you probably can still make something, I think, of with the mats or those kind of things
If we
if
have
they
it
had
in
to.
stock, and if they had to have it tomorrow and we had it,
Yeah.
we could
it bigger.
probably make it work.
Gotcha.
So we do try to accommodate people in that regard, but we really do ask if, give us a little time.
Yeah,
if
you'll
you
probably be
want something
happier
special, yeah.
with what you've got by the time you're
Exactly.
done. If you're putting, and that makes sense. That makes sense. So you've got this. I also noticed you've got a gallery all here. I mean, this has got some really, really neat stuff beyond. Hi, girls. Over this. So yeah, how much time, if they come in with their piece, how much time should they expect to spend once they've come in? I mean,
would
should they plan an
say-
hour, 2
I would
hours?
say, in a really good day. we
Keep
could
telling me because I want
probably
to show
about
these
20
frames.
minutes.
Oh, 20 minutes.
Is a minimum, but maybe plan on about half an hour to maybe even an hour, depending on what you have.
You give me a lot of credit for being able to make a decision.
If
Look at
you
that,
have
beautiful.
a shadow box or something that we're putting a lot of pieces in,
What's a shadow box?
So a shadow box is like this guy up here, and you can see.
I can't turn my camera because I don't know how to work it.
There you go. It has objects in it,
Oh.
as well as the image. So we do a lot of those. We do.
And I love the mat, the camel mat
camo
around
mat,
that.
yeah.
Oh, it looks so neat. And this preserves. I just thought of what you were saying earlier.
It does.
That means it's going to preserve everything in there.
And it's great too for collections because it keeps them all
yes.
together in one spot, but then they can all be viewed.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So, yeah.
Oh, so if you have a bunch of pieces, they bring them and say, I want to have this displayed.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
And like I said, we do jerseys, we've done coin collections, metal, military medals.
Oh my goodness.
We've done guns, antiques, you name it.
Anything. So, you just blew my mind because I think about it. I thought about framing art, but you're framing anything you want to display.
Yeah. We'll get your design done and then we put everything in our computer here and we can give you a price. We don't have anything displayed in any pricing
order. It's mainly aesthetically.
It's aesthetic and manufacturer. So if someone says, well, direct me to your least expensive frames, it's like, well, they're all over the place.
Yes.
Again, the best option if you're going that route would be those frames that I pointed out earlier on the wall.
Gotcha. So you're going to have some say, okay, here's some that you are going to kind of pick.
This framed item here just kind of gives some of the different things that we can do with matting.
A little visual.
Here's one of those fillets again that we looked at earlier.
I look at that and how beautiful that made that. But I also look at this, how it's kind of in the air, it's kind of floating. That's really neat.
And we can do this with matting where we can cut strips out of the mat and create, so it looks like 4 mats, but it's really just 2. Wow.
That's very cool. Yeah. Again, so fancy. I had no idea. And I do a lot of art and I don't have any idea, but this is it's because I'm the one that says, okay, here it is. I'll pick it up in 3 weeks. Make me happy. That's sad, but it's true. I love that. Well, and I've bought some prints, as I've gotten older, I've gotten prints for my house that I wanted to have for, forever. And so I feel like it's been worth it to frame them.
Yes.
Rather than just go and get something from off the shelf.
And again, especially if you're buying those like limited edition prints, something that are not inexpensive, we'll frame them up in a way that keeps their value.
Now let's think about that. So I have one, that made me think of one I bought that I had signed, but it's a wrapped canvas. It's not a flat print. It's a canvas wrap. Does that get framed and does that have the glass that protects it?
So canvases, we don't generally put glass over because if they're paintings, then the paint is color fast and doesn't require glass on it. So for instance,
the paint won't fade?
The paint won't fade.
Got it.
Now, if it's a watercolor, that's another matter.
Oh.
We would highly recommend that you put glass on watercolors, but we have this piece here. This is an actual painting. And there's no glazing on it. Gotcha.
Beautiful. Okay, so that is not a print, but it's on canvas or on framed or whatever.
It's on canvas, although you sometimes find them on board or what's the masonite sometimes, things like that. Also, I was just given a cue card that all these prints that we have, and we have some here, we have some over there, and we have some back there, they are free with framing. Oh, so if you want a piece. So if you find one of these prints and you like it and want it framed, we'll give you the print included with the frame. I love that. Well, I think about my, I don't know if mine's a painting or it's a print on canvas. Does that happen? Where they've printed on canvas?
Because I can't imagine mine's original, but it's wrapped in a thick frame. So would I need glass on that? It's a numbered print.
That's what we call a giclée.
Oh, I'm going to use that word from now on.
It's a fancy French word meaning to spit.
Oh, maybe I won't use that.
Because it's
Giclée.
printed, it's with the inkjet process. If they're done right, they shouldn't need glazing.
Okay.
Because the inks should be color fast, but the best way for us to determine that is to bring it in.
Bring it in.
And we'll look at that.
I love that. I have one from Young Sung Kim that he signed, and I love it. But I think, do I frame this? Do I not frame this? What do I do? And
if you have something like that that's already on the bars, if you want to do something different with it, we can always remove that and add different bars, or there's all sorts of things we can
Makes
do.
me terrified, but that's why you guys are
If
professionals.
you have a loose canvas, an old one that needs to be tightened back up, we can do that as well. So we can do all sorts of fun stuff.
I love that. Float frames. What is a float frame?
So a float frame is, I'm just grabbing this one because it's here. These are quite popular lately. I don't have a piece of art. Imagine this was a piece of art. The art would sit in the frame like that.
Oh, kind of like there's a piece over there, and it looks like it's floating in the frame. Float
Do
frame.
I have any canvas down here? Here's one. So it would just go in there like that. We usually raise it up to near the level of the frame.
So this is what I think about with my piece. It's wrapped like this.
Yeah.
So maybe a float frame would be something that would be neat.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
This is what we call a gallery wrap.
Yes.
And these come in different heights. So if you want it on your wall with a lot of depth, we have deep ones or we have skinnier ones.
I love that. Okay. That makes, I love that. Okay. What else? Shouting from the gallery. What else did we miss?
Well, we didn't show our DIY section here. The reason we call this DIY is that you don't actually build the frame or anything, but we have the selection of frames here. These are remnants that we have left over, so we cut them into standard sizes up to 11 by 14. And then you can choose your matting out of these mats here. And the prices are very, very value oriented. And you're kind of limited again, just because it is what we have. But it'll cost you a fraction of what it would if you went with a custom piece.
Yes.
And it helps us get rid of scrap. And so
it's kind of like you get to come in and put it together yourself. Do you guys cut the mats?
Yeah, we'll
everything?
Cut the mats. So you get to choose your colors of mat and your frame, and then we'll put it together, and we usually have a 24-hour turnaround time.
Kind of like what we talked about, is if you need it quick,
exactly,
you still get a good quality frame and mat, but it's going to be limited to what you got in this room.
Right.
Very cool.
Again, we do have some length molding that we could do a 24-hour turnaround, but this, you already see the frame, it's already built. So, we've even done end of day turnarounds.
Wow.
We would prefer the 24-hour, but if we're slow and we can accommodate it, we most certainly will.
Yeah, I love that.
And then we just have some more framed pieces in here. And
That's
we do
neat.
change these out quarterly, or try to, along with the wall out there, so that, it's not just the same stuff constantly hanging on the wall.
Well, and it makes me think of this. I think of if you have a pet that passes away, it made me think of a shadow box. Yeah. You had a picture and their collar or their favorite toy, and
we've
that kind of an idea.
We have a lot of people that have portraits of their pets done.
Yeah.
And we've framed those up. So again, it's really the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
If you can imagine it, we can. There are some limits of things that we can't do, but we'll do our best to try.
I love it. Well, this is awesome, Jason. And I think it was so much better, the idea of supporting a local business coming in with someone who has years and years and decades of history of doing this is, I always am, go to an expert is the way to go. All right. Tell us one more time your hours and where they get more information or call in.
Our hours are 10 to 5, Monday through Friday, 10 to 3 on Saturdays. Our phone number is 208-522-7004. We are on Google and Facebook.
And you guys are I hear, might be doing some more videos, so they should be following you on Facebook, right?
Yes. Follow us on Facebook, like us, all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
be really good. Awesome. Okay, everybody, come in and take a look. Again, this is Casey Framing Corner right here on Woodruff. So easy to find. You are going to be so much happier with your pieces that you have and that you treasure by having them taken care of and displayed beautifully. Come in and take a look. This has been Jessica Cardon, your nosy neighbor, keeping you in the know.